Adcock Ingram began as the EJ Adcock Pharmacy in Krugersdorp 120 years ago and was first listed on the JSE in 1950. It became a subsidiary of Tiger Brands before relisting on the JSE in 2008. Adcock has a market cap of 10.7 billion rand, a price to earnings ratio of 14 and a dividend yield of 3%. Now looking at Adcock, unlike Aspen, it is largely it's a local business.
Yeah. I think local fund managers preferred Adcock over Aspen for some time, and then realised that Adcock is a South African and African play, whereas Aspen's operating on the global platform. So it's a very different business. I think a key thing with Aspen is it's got 20% management ownership. Adcock is managed by some very good professional managers, but it's a different equation and offers something slightly different.
So your thoughts on Adcock, Paul?
It's been a bit accident prone since it came back onto the market. So as you alluded to there, it was part of Tiger, they unbundled it and everything was interesting and exciting. Look, it's a scale business, 10 billion odd rand. It's got some fantastic local OTC brands, OTCs over the counter. You know, things like Panado and Myprodol and so on, which are some of South Africa's kind of best known pharma brands. You cannot imagine how fat the margins are on businesses like those, because people go and buy that stuff for, 10, 20, 50 bucks, and it costs like 10, 20, 50 cents to manufacture. When I say accident prone though, they've got this slightly strange relationship with Baxter, which is a US company, on their critical care stuff. They had that funny thing with Cipla where they were talking to the Indians and then a deal was going to happen, then it didn't happen. They lost that line of pharma products, I think it's Vioxx and stuff. It was a fancy set of
Merck, they lost some
painkillers that sort of were taken off the market because of global health concerns. They got very little by way of allocations with the government, National Department of Health's allocation to antiretrovirals, even though they appeared to have good products. So, I don't know, just unlike Aspen, which is always delivering positive surprises, Adcock seemed to be one of those companies that tended to sort of have, oh my goodness, not another problem.
So they're venturing into India now with the acquisition of Cosme Pharma for about $86 million. Your thoughts on that acquisition?
Yeah, I think that they've really battled to find places to spend their money. The logical place for them to be is Africa. It's quite hard to find meaty acquisitions there. And it's a company that's battling for its next kind of earnings growth trajectory. So they think India will be a place to be. My feeling is I'd rather buy an Indian pharma company that operates in India than get my exposure through Adcock. But maybe they can prove us wrong.
So let's check in on the share price. Paul, it's been pretty volatile, I must say.
Yeah, that's a 3-year chart, and I think that reflects it. But again, I mean, it's done quite well and has good margins, so definitely not the worst company on the market. I mean, the other thing that they're looking to expand in, I understand, but this is not just them, is the nutraceuticals, which is interesting because it's all that stuff which the Medicines Control Council doesn't regulate. The Medicines Control Council is a real irritation. What happens in this country is you can have some drug that's already been approved for years by the FDA, but no, you have to come into South Africa and go to Pretoria and get it approved by the Medicines Control Council. It's a semi-defunct parastatal body which gives everybody a hard time. But be that as it may, nutraceuticals don't require any approval. That's all the stuff that gives you strength and gives you the ability to get up in the morning and so on. Great margins again. They bought a business called Nutraleader for like 300 and something million rand. But to be fair, that's the sort of stuff which they think has got good potential.
So good potential on that front, but a lot of pressure being faced by Adcock Ingram. If we look at it now, hot or not?
Not.
So not hot. That was a quick one. Yours, Paul. Hot or not on Adcock?
Well, that's a bit sad. Like I say, it's definitely not the worst company on the market with those margins. And there's always scope for well-established players to catch a wake-up and to reverse their trend and run of bad luck. But I'm afraid I'm also going to go with not hot simply because there are other more attractive players in this space.